Hello and welcome to Singapore for the second match of the Singer Trophy between India and Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka had a great victory over Pakistan yesterday on a day where the crowd saw over 650 runs scored. It was great cricket. India are being captained by Mohammad Azharuddin. Let's have a look at the two teams. There is Sachin Tendulkar and the Indian captain Mohammad Azharuddin decided to bat.
A little bit of swing there for Vikramasinghe. That's a lovely shot. It'll race away to the boundary. First four of the morning. Straight as an arrow. Sachin Tendulkar plays that shot very well. Look at that bat. Brought down so straight and the ball just missing the stumps at the bowler's end. You cannot set a field for that. That's a lovely shot. Can't afford to be short to Sachin Tendulkar. Vikramasinghe has been labouring a little bit. He isn't quite coming onto the stumps in a very determined fashion, so to speak. He's sort of struggling to get to the stumps. That's a lovely shot. So Tendulkar probably feels free to play just a few more risky shots in this type of competition than he would normally, and I think that's not a bad thing. You can probably experiment a little bit as a stroke maker.
Well, he's such a good player in any case. He really doesn't need an invitation to play shot.
That's pretty well hit. So 6 of the morning.
The field restrictions are still in place. Field restrictions are on for 15 overs. And this is an old-fashioned slog. But Tendulkar uses a heavy bat, and if he hits it in the middle, although the bat turned in his hand at the moment of impact, it's still gone for a 6.
Oh, he's cross-batted, that is gone, yes he's gone, that's a big wicket, that's a bad shot from Tendulkar. He's gone to smash that one down the ground and dragged it to mid-on. Murray Litherland doesn't drop anything, and Sachin Tendulkar, when he sees this replay, won't be very happy. That really is a cross-batted slog, and it's hit it straight down mid-on's throat, and a big wicket this one for the Sri Lankans.
So that's the big break Sri Lanka were looking for.
The Indian captain, Mohammad Azharuddin, in the centre now. He's the guy that held the world record prior to yesterday. 162 balls, and he was in town when that record was defeated by Sanat Jayasuriya, who's in the field opposing him today. That's his record. Fantastic, really. Well, that's well played. That's beautifully driven into the gap. And for 4. Oh, that's his first boundary now. He's been playing second fiddle out there to Sachin Tendulkar. That's only his nice delivery, but watch the shot. What a lovely drive that was through the gap.
Yes, Sidhu hasn't had much of the strike, but that time, not a bad delivery by Vikramasinghe. Sidhu waiting for the ball to come into it, leaning into it, and going through with that shot.
Well, that's a good shot. Navjot Singh Sidhu leaning on that one, hitting it down the ground. It won't quite get to the fence.
So Sidhu looking good there. That one right in the slot for the drive. Sidhu leaning into it and picking the gap. That's Vas into the slot. Sidhu waiting for the ball to come into him.
Well, that's well bowled and well played. There was a bit of bounce in that one, and nudged away. Pretty late cut that one down to third man for 2. This is the shot again, short, nipped back a little bit, nicely played.
Sidhu, a lot of experience, compact player, keeps the score moving all the time, looking for runs, looking for the gaps.
One.
stumps. That's well fielded. Well, these Sri Lankans, they hit the stumps on a regular basis, and that always gives them the chance of a run out.
That's Pulchandana, the newcomer into the Sri Lankan side today. Quick throw, a direct hit on the stumps, and that must have been very, very close.
I wonder whether he got his bat down. Let's have a look. This will be very interesting. Now, there's nothing we can see from there except that the stumps were shattered. That view from sideways on is the one. Now, there we are. I think that he's probably out. Very difficult to see there. The bails are off. Is his bat just over the line? Is it on the line? Does he get the benefit of the doubt? I think it may just be one of those, yes. Benefit of the doubt for the batsman. That's the right decision. And so, that single brings up the half century. 50 for 1 the score at the moment. Short delivery, smashed away through the gap on the offside. That'll go all the way. That's good timing. Into the fence for 4. They need a few more of those. So the Indians starting to turn it on. 56 for 1.
That was unlike Was, straying outside the off stump, not his usual self, and that time the batsman making no mistake with that, just picking the gap.
That's one flat away on the onside, and it's nicely picked up again. There's an example of the ball going into the middle of the hand.
Sri Lankans certainly very enthusiastic on the field. They've thrown themselves at everything and been looking in terms of cutting whatever runs they could, as Sri Lankans will have to look in terms of restricting the Indians to as low a total as possible.
Oh, there's a mix-up here. If he hits the stumps, it's all over. He's missed. And that could be gone. Yes, he's given him. Well, he got a double go at that one. Missed. The fieldsman was backing up. This is good work by the Sri Lankans. They're not missing an opportunity here. The throw missed by a fraction. They've got rid of the Indian captain. That's a big blow.
That's certainly a very big blow for India, and that's great work by the Sri Lankans. Very efficient thinking cricket. Missing the stumps in the first go, and then good backing up, and Wickramasinghe completes the whipping off the bails.
So 58 for 2. 2 big wickets to the Sri Lankans. Rahul Dravid's the new batsman. He's making his debut. He's not on strike at the moment. This is Sidhu on strike. So what a big occasion this is for this young man, Rahul Dravid. His first match in the big time. 800 million people in India. To get in the inside is not easy. Here's the wicket again. Now have a look at this. Here goes the shy. Misses the stumps. No one there, not by much. Bowler straight up to the stumps. In comes the throw again. And off go those bails. And that is very good work. Okay. Well, that turned back quite a long way, but nicely played. He's got back and cut that one away into the gap on the offside. No protection on the fence on that side. And in comes the throw. A little wild that time. So far, 4 runs off this over. But a little bit of spin that time. Watch this.
That one would have giving it a little bit of air. He's always a great spinner of the ball, but on this pitch certainly has not really got the bounce which he's been looking for.
There's very interesting wrist action there. He really does rip into it. That wrist right at the last minute comes whipping around, and there's that spin. Oh, he's got him, yes, got behind. That's a big delivery. It's nicked the inside edge of the bat, and the keeper has made a beautiful catch. They take some catching those down the leg side. Little Kalu with Orana having to go a long way to take the catch. That's good combination.
What a fine catch there by Kaluwithana. The ball drifting on the onside, getting a bit of a thick edge. Kaluwithana very nicely in position. What an improved wicketkeeper, and what a fine catch by Kaluwithana.
So Dravid is out, and it's 62 for 3. So Sanjay Mandrake, the new batsman, 62 for 3, and he's out there replacing the right-hander after that big spin ball. Got a little nick.
That could be close if it's a direct hit, and that could be overthrows, and over the boundary line it goes. 5 then. And the first mishap for the Sri Lankan fielding.
Well, the Indians certainly won't mind this. This is played away to mid-on by Navjot Sidhu. Jayasuriya coming in very quickly and taking a shot at the stumps, missing. And the man at cover, Roshan Mahanama, throwing himself to his right, unable to stop the ball. So 5 welcome runs to India. Still going for the sweep shot, Manjrekar. Must be careful because there is a man there at short fine.
There's an appeal, and he's gone.
Well, no question about that. The ball kept a little low. Manjrekar looking to hit across the line, caught plumb in front. India lose their 4th wicket, 82 runs on the board.
Manjrekar going on to the back foot, and LBW, so it's 82 for 4.
There are all the Indian players, you know. Hey, Mota Rajiv, see all the Indian players.
New man in, Jadeja. He's come in at the fall of Manjrekar's wicket. 82 for 4, and India now definitely in considerable trouble. So very good over for Sri Lanka. The LBW again, he was right onto his stumps as he was given out, LBW. Dropped. There was a cotton bowl chance. He tumbled over and the ball went out of his hands.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if it carried, tossed up by Muralidharan here, inviting the batsman to drive, deceiving Sidhu in the flight, playing a little bit too early, and could have just fall short of Muralidharan.
Down to fine leg. They should get 2 or possibly 3. And Jadeja game, so they get 3. 91 for 4. And the cotton bowl just dropping short. In fact, it did touch his, both his hands, and then the fall, the thud, really got the ball out of his hands.
Bit of turn there for Chandana. So it'll be interesting to see how Sri Lanka go about it if they've got to chase a total of somewhere between 170 and 220. Be interesting to see if they go at it with the normal opening onslaught, or whether they try and approach it a little bit differently. It's nicely hit by Sidhu, but we kept to the single. And you see here Chandana getting the ideal opportunity to bowl his leg spin with Sri Lanka on top, and that'll give him a lot of confidence.
Yes, that's the Indian 100 coming up after 24.2 overs on this small ground. It's a bit slow going, but then they've been losing wickets at regular intervals. They've lost their champion batsman Tendulkar early.
Oh, good save. Gee, they're playing very confidently, Sri Lanka, and playing well. 103 4. Mahanama, the man in the covers, making that terrific save. It was good delivery, hit on the rise by Jadeja and hit well. Now that's real commitment from Roshan Mahanama. Sidhu not doing enough with the loose ball, not finding the boundary. That does bring up his half century.
It's taken him a fair bit of time in terms of overs. He's got it off 72 balls, which is not slow going at all.
There's a gift. And that's how things are going for Jayasuriya. A gift which really should have been put away by Jadeja. It's been caught by the outfielder. Umpire George Sharp just wanting to make sure that the heels of the fielder weren't up against the rope. He has asked for the replay.
Well, there is this full toss at a nice height. A height which every batsman loves to take advantage of because it is below the waist. You can more or less control it. And it's a very, very well judged catch there. So India have lost their 5th wicket for 114. Ajay Jadeja is the man out. So the bowling for Sri Lanka, very impressive. Detained India. The best of the lot, Muralidharan 2 for 17.
Cotton bowled, he's hit it straight back to him. Well, it's De Silva's first ball and he's struck. How about that for a bomb change? A little off spinner, knocked straight back to him and he's made the catch. 1 for none.
And once again, Ranatunga making a brilliant change. Cotton bowled and Mungia is gone.
It's not a very good shot that from Mungia. First ball trying to work it away, and the Indians now 130 for 6.
Kumble, the new man in. It's 130 for 6.
Back for the second. In comes the throw. So 4 runs off that over. Oh, he's gone across the line of that one. It's in the air. This will be out as well. They don't drop them, these Sri Lankans. That's the end of that. Well, trying to hit themselves out of trouble. Fieldsman way back on the boundary. No trouble at all. Shandana, the fieldsman down there, taking a good catch. In fact, it's Marvin Atapu.
And another well-judged catch by Sri Lanka. A wild hit up in the air, and there's Atapattu. Beautiful positioning, waits for the ball, takes it in the pit of the stomach, and it's all over. 1-3 sticks for 7.
That was the new batsman out there.
Down the track comes Sidhu, hits it in the air and in the gap too. Beautiful shot for 4. It really was a fine shot to break the shackles.
And that's Sidhu coming down the pitch, lofting it, chipping it over the infield and right into the boundary, bisecting the 2 fielders down there.
And straight away Srinath going after him, hitting it wide of mid-on into the fence for 4. Well, he's no mug with the bat. Okay, he's got to apply himself here, and that really was a fine shot. Chandana back into the attack and pulled away by Sidhu in the gap between mid-wicket and square leg for another boundary.
So once again, a very fine shot by Sidhu. Upul Chandana dropping it short. Sidhu quickly pouncing on it. That's Upul Chandana, very, very short. And Sidhu bisecting the 2 fielders on the square leg boundary.
And pulled away by Sidhu, and this should be 4 runs again in the gap between square leg and mid-wicket.
Once again, a fine shot by Sidhu, showing that he's very much in touch now. Upul Chandana dropping it short, very, very short in fact, and Sidhu not making any mistake. Nice little partnership here developing between Sidhu and Srinath, both of whom who have batted very sensibly.
And short again and pulled away by Srinath. And just over the fielder at mid-wicket. That went flat like a tracer bullet. 6 runs.
Once again, a very poor delivery by Upul Chandana. And Sidhu quickly pouncing on that one, hitting it right over the ropes, over the mid-wicket boundary. That's very, very short. Sidhu picking it up very well and clearing the ropes.
Oh, he's bowled him. Pulled away, tried to smash that one to mid-wicket. He saw him, I think, pulling away, went for the leg stump, and that was spot on, that delivery, and it knocked the leg stump back. He's got his gear on anyhow. He's the number 11 for India. Oh, and that's out, all over. Big nick, straight to the keeper. Another nice little off-cutter, just moved a little bit. Raju dangled his bat outside off stump, big deflection, and once again into the safe hands of the wicketkeeper there, Kalu with Harana. Nicely taken, and that's a good performance by these Sri Lankans. They were, in fact, they lost the toss today. India decided to bat first. They had a long day in the field yesterday, and I've got to say that they really have risen to the occasion in what has been a pretty hot day here in Singapore. Pretty well done, Sonny.
Well, that's the Indian batting card. Sachin Tendulkar getting out for 28, and that was a big blow. After which, Navjot Singh Sidhu held the inning.
Jayasuriya, the world record holder, fastest to 100 in the history of one-day internationals. 48 balls, he did all that yesterday, and no doubt he slept pretty well last night, Robbie.
Certainly would have, because it was hot and humid out there today, but today is another day.
When he's gone for that one, he's in it for 4, straight up. Smashed it through the covers. So little Kalu with Harana is off to a flyer again.
Well, this is a great cricketing shot. Hit on the up, and he's found the gap to perfection. There you see, just stood up tall there and blazed it through the offside.
This guy's a nightmare for some of these fast bowlers. The next time he's in it straight down mid-wicket's throat. Well, I think that was a full toss. He flicked it in the air straight to Mohammad Azharuddin, field mid-wicket, and that was the end of that. What a blow.
Well, Srinath can hardly believe his luck here. A full toss on middle and leg stump. Kalu with Harana could have hit it anywhere, but found the safest fielder in the Indian team, the captain, Mohammad Azharuddin.
Yes, and he doesn't drop him at all. Caught it, no trouble at all, and look at that, brought a smile to the face of the quickie, that's for sure. Why wouldn't it? So, Kalu with Harana out for 4 off 3 balls. Mohammad Azharuddin did the catching, and Sri Lanka 5 for 1. Marvin Atapattu batting at number 3. Looks more of an orthodox player, just judging by that one shot there onto the front foot, watchfully played. That's the end of the first over. A good one from the Indians' point of view. They've got themselves a wicket, and a vital wicket at that. So 5 runs off the first over, but this is the wicket that...
Well, the Indians can hardly believe their luck. A full toss from Srinath on middle and leg stump, and just scooped away on the onside straight to Mohammad Azharuddin. Isn't he delighted?
Oh, he's had a go at that one. He's hit it high in the air. It's going over the top of mid-on. This could be out caught. Will it be out? No, it won't be. Just out of the reach of the deep long on. Well, he took that one from around about off stump, or perhaps even just outside. It hit it high in the air and went way, way over the top of mid-on.
Well, it would have been a great catch had Anil Kumble taken this. Jayasuriya not quite getting hold of it. Long way to go for Kumble. The ball was high in the air, and in the end eluding those hands.
Yes, it was a good effort by Kumble. He was never quite going to get there, though. He really did put some fast ones in and then picked it up on the bounce. Jayasuriya again. To go this one, that's better hit. He's got that in the middle of the bat, and that's going way down towards deep mid-wicket. So that one's gone for 4. Managing to get underneath that one. So, Jayasuriya beginning to cut loose.
Well, if anyone was wondering if they're going to change their strategy, have a look at this now. He's picked that one up from outside the off stump and sent it over wide of mid-on for 4. Well, he does choose his spot, Jayasuriya.
He's got him. He's flicked it away. Fine on the leg side. That's the end of Jayasuriya as well. The Indians really have a habit of getting rid of these two quickly, and have a look at their fans. They really are ecstatic about this. They've got rid of the 2 danger men. That was a little lucky, mind you. It was angled in at him, having said that. He went to flick it away on the onside. Thick edge it was, I think, went flying away to leg gully.
Very good catch here by Sanjay Manjrekar. That went quickly. Jayasuriya picking up that one from leg stump and finding the safe hands of Sanjay Manjrekar. He is a good close-in fielder. Big blow for Sri Lanka. 12 runs on the board.
Well, if ever there was a batsman that you wanted to come to the crease at a situation like this would be the man. Aravinda de Silva, in great form, played beautifully in the World Cup final. Man of the match. Man of the match as well in the semi-final. Having a fantastic time of it. Well, this will test him. That's... off the inside edge, really. It went flying away, square of the wicket, no run. This is the shot again, just watch it here. Goes to play it to the square. Actually, it wasn't really off an edge, he closed the face of it, but it went straight to the fieldsman. Aravinda de Silva. 182 games, an average of 32. And there's his best, 145 against Kenya up in Kandy. That's when they put on that huge performance. Made 398, I think it was. In the air, and he's got him! Aravinda is out as well. He's chipped that one up in the air too. This is a great start by the Indians. 3 top-class batsmen all out.
A huge blow for Sri Lanka. There's the ball really not coming onto the bat. Aravinda de Silva playing a little bit too early. And in the end, straight to the man at square leg. What a blow this for India. Rahul Dravid excited, and why not? 13 for 3 Sri Lanka.
Roshan Mahanama is the new batsman. 13 for 3. The Sri Lankans, they haven't found themselves in this situation for a while. And this is the dismissal now of Aravinda. Look at this, he just goes through with the shot, chips it up in the air. It's a slowish pitch, and that's the end of him. Dravid there making the catch off the bowling of Prasad, and what a blow. Oh, through the field. Dived over the top of that one, and it's running away down towards the boundary. I don't think it'll quite make it. They'll end up collecting themselves 3. Can't afford those sorts of misses if you want to keep the team nailed to the wall. That's a good shot. He smashed that one through the gap. That'll go all the way. That's a beautiful drive through the offside field. Magnificently played.
An appeal for LBW, and in fact it's gone through and he's out. And the Indian supporters now absolutely delighted.
Srinath getting quite a bit of movement off the seam, and that one was absolutely plumb. Umpire George Sharp, who gives them with the left hand, no doubt at all. Ball staying down a little bit, and Sri Lanka are 23 for 4.
So that's Rana Tunga, who's replaced Atapattu, who was out LBW. It's down to fine leg, should be 4 runs.
As Srinath will be disappointed with that delivery, because Mahanama does have the tendency to go a long way across towards off stump.
And that could be 4 runs as it's running to the cover boundary. There's a fielder after it. He dives after it, but all he manages is to just barely touch it, and the ball rolls over for 4.
Square drive there. That's the shortest boundary on the ground.
And that's up in the air, but over the head of the fielder at mid-wicket, which is Jadeja, and it's 4 runs. Firmly hit.
Already we've seen 3 Sri Lankan batsmen caught in the infield, just clipping balls in the air at about that waist to throat height. On this occasion, Arjuna Ranatunga gets the placement right, but it's a dangerous ploy.
Kumble bowling to Mahanama, who cracks it through the covers. It's going to be 4 runs. Beautifully played. And he really picked that gap, bisecting the 2 fielders, and away it went for 4.
And the other thing that shot did, it just put a bit of fear into the man at silly mid-off, Jadeja, who had to go for cover. It's always a good idea as a batsman to take an opportunity like this, to hit one in the general direction of the close-in fielders and just give them the message that they're in danger if there's a loose ball.
And cut away on the offside. This could go to the fence for 4. Jadeja giving chase, but only in vain. A rare short delivery from Kumble. He's not happy. 50 coming up for Sri Lanka with that shot.
That time Kumble going short, Ranatunga seizing the opportunity, releasing his hands, and perfectly timed and placed into the gap.
Very strong square of the wicket. On the offside is Arjuna Ranatunga. He prefers that area. In the air and out, straight to the man at mid-wicket. So that theory proving wrong, that a left-hander cannot bowl to a left-hander. Raju picks up a very important wicket for India. The Sri Lankan captain gone, 53 for 5.
What wonderful, skillful bowling by Raju. That time holding that delivery back. Ranatunga playing a bit too early and holding out a very, very easy catch to skipper Azharuddin. A great breakthrough for India, and Raju certainly disproving those who believe that a left-hand spinner cannot bowl to the left-hand batsman.
So Hassan Tilakaratne, the new man in. Sri Lanka in dire straits, losing 5 wickets for 53.
That looks like a pretty good wicket there, although it's slowed up a little bit, and that's the difference between the Biday's cricket. Plus the fact that we've seen some very good bowling here by this Indian side. One short and nicely played away, beautifully cut away to the fence for 4. Well, anything short on this pitch, which is very slow, is not difficult to get away, and there's an example of a lovely cut shot.
And this is the worm. India's 199 and Sri Lanka a little below the required run rate. And this is the reason why Hassan Tilakaratne is such a highly rated batsman by the Sri Lankans, because whatever the situation, he plays very calmly.
Well, he's got that one away okay, and I'll come back to the second. It's one of the things that we've got to be mindful of in this competition is this net run rate. And of course, the net run rate is not how fast you score your runs or how big a total you get. It's the margin of your victory. And that victory yesterday that Sri Lanka had was not that big a victory by comparison with what looks like happening here. Now, if India impose a huge victory on this match, if they win by a long way, that'll do them no end of good when it comes to working out the final. Just to give you some idea of the way things work, that plus 0.68 conversely means that Pakistan were minus 0.68. Cutting that one through the gap. They've got a sweeper back there. He'll cut this one off. Back for the second. I think they're going to have to start lifting the tempo now. They've gone past the halfway mark, and if they're going to win this match, I think they've got to just start lifting the tempo a little bit.
Judging those shots beautifully, Tilakaratne. Pick up the twos.
Tilakaratne's got wonderful ability for placement. He's a batsman who's always come off for Sri Lanka in a crisis.
Tilakaratne coming back for the second. That's well run. That's well run again. 112 for 5.
A lot of greenery around the city of Singapore. Tropical climate. And swung on the onside. This could go all the way to the fence. Dravid giving chase. Stops it just inside the boundary line. Enough time for the batsman to come back for 2. And 2 runs brought up Roshan Mahanama's 50. It's been a fine innings.
Yes, he's waited, bided his time. He's seen wickets fall around him.
Kumble continuing here, 7 overs, no wicket for 28. He's got that one away into the gap. No, it's going to be cut off down at fine leg. In comes the throw. And that one going down towards the bowler's end. Just trying to catch the Sri Lankan batsman off guard. That one's short. He's got it over the top. There's a man back there. Will he be able to cut it off? Yes, he will. Back for 2.
Tilakaratne definitely didn't get hold of that. He was looking for the boundary. In fact, I think he was hoping to clear the boundary.
Down the ground, this is going to be out. Could he block on? Yes, he's got him. He's holed out just at a time when he needed to quietly continue to accumulate runs. Well, this puts some pressure now on the Sri Lankan batting lineup.
Tilakaratne a little bit disappointed. I think he saw that one up in the air, felt that he had a chance to clear the boundary. But all he did was hit it into the safe hands of Venkatesh Prasad. So Raju has done the trick for India. Sri Lanka 145 for 6.
So the new batsman is Upal Chandana. What a challenge this is for him. Well, this has certainly brought the crowd alive now. Oh, he's got that one away square on the leg side. He really meant to get it through mid-off. Big inside edge there and went flying away behind square. So they end up with 2. Oh, he's got a nick on that one. That'll run down towards the fence. May even go all the way. Yes, it will. It's gone for 4. Well, it's that sort of break they need. That's the first boundary for 23 overs. Gives you some idea of how tough things have been out there.
Well, Azharuddin's been pretty positive with his captaincy, but on this occasion he didn't have the slip in. Would have been a tough catch for first slip anyhow, because it was slashed and really flying.
Got him. Yes, he's got a top edge on that one. Well, Mahanama, who's made 59, went for the cut shot there. It bounced a little bit more than he expected. And it went spooning up in the air to that position at backward point.
Yes, it was the bounce that him undone. He wasn't onto the back foot, he was charging onto the front foot. And an important wicket there for India. It's 163 for 7.
Chaminda Vaas is the new batsman. He's got that one away on the onside. It's a beautiful shot. Beautifully played. All the way down to the boundary for 4. Well, a few blows like that will make a big difference. Have a look at the Sri Lankans now. All they need is a 4. Look at the old boy in front there. Happy as a bee.
Well, this is a calculated gamble by Azharuddin. Last over for Srinath. He's hoping he can pick up a wicket. Now, this is the way Chaminda Vaas will play. He can be dangerous. He might hit a couple of boundaries. He could easily hole out.
Oh, this could be close if he hits. Is it a must-on? Yes, delivered him out. That's a magnificent bit of fielding. Cometh the hour, cometh the man. They really did need a direct hit there.
Yes, that's a brilliant piece of work by Tendulkar in the mid-wicket position. Not a lot of target to aim at. Chandana was a little slow getting out of the blocks. And umpire Sharp, in excellent position as he has been all day, sends Chandana on his way. Sri Lanka 169 for 8.
Putaya Muralidharan is being promoted. He's coming out ahead of Vikramasinghe today. And he's down to non-strikers in. So Chaminda Vaas has strike. What's he going to do here? Bowled him. What a good delivery right up in the block hole. That could be the knockout punch. Well, they took a bit of a gamble with him. Instead of not getting that one right up in the block hole. And what good figure he's ended up with now. 4 for 31 he's got. And that was a big wicket. He's a danger man, Chaminda Vaas.
Well, just the delivery Srinath wanted to bowl here, right up in the block hole. And a perfect Yorker. Big wicket this because Chaminda Vaas is a good striker of the ball. And you're right, Tony, that is the knockout punch. 169 for 9, Sri Lanka.
Nice penalty ball. Big appeal for LBW. And it's gone all the way to the fence. Well, there it is, 169 for 9. And that last delivery, this is what happened. It's got to be very close. Pitched outside the off stump there. It flicked the pad. It must have come back quite a long way. And it's deflected and gone all the way down to the fence for 4. Oh, they have 4 vital runs. On the back foot, big appeal for LBW. Going through for the single. That's out. No, it's not. Took the bails off, but he was home. Well, all the drama in the world. Appeal for LBW first of all, then he's out of the picture at this stage. He needed to hit the wickets. And he just got his bat back there. Off came the bails, but he was home. Onto the back foot, there's the cut shot. They're going through for the single. There's a fumble. Well, it's amazing how it happens. They're coming back. Oh, it's going to be a run out. Yes, he's got it. It's all over. Well, what an incredible mix-up. That was a run out on a misfield. One of the things they tell you as a youngster you should never do. Be very careful of running on a misfield. Well, the Indian flags are out on the ground. They've managed to sneak in here.
And he's been doing an all right job. It's a big job indeed. Saeed Anwar, the opening partner, Ramiz Raja, Salim Malik, Inzamam ul Haq, one of the finer batsmen in the world.